Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sales Dialers Sales Engine training for the day for our Power Dialer CRM. Today, we're going to talk to you about how to use the Power Dialer CRM to better engage your leads and your prospects using multiple methods to close more deals, close more sales. An interesting fact, on average, it takes about 9 to 12 points of contact before a sale is closed. Most people give up after 2 or 3. So this is what we're going to show you today and how we can help you do this. The solution is just going to help you contact more leads effectively and engage them in different ways at different times. The session is going to last about 45 to 60 minutes, give or take a little bit. So let me provide you a few housekeeping tips so you get the most out of it. You'll want to have your account credentials in front of you. It's going to look similar to the document you see in front of you. Oh, let me close out that Q&A screen. There you go. So it's going to have your contact information for us for support, the webinar training information, your soft phone settings. We'll talk more about that later. And your login information for your agent account and your manager account. Your agent account is where you're going to be spending most of your time making phone calls. The manager account, of course, it is a manager account. Let's go back to the Power Dialer CRM. You're going to want to make sure that you're using either Google Chrome, Firefox, even Safari. You can work straight out of a Mac. I know some platforms don't let you do that. And we're going to talk to you more about the manager account. That's a different tutorial. And keep in mind, we have a lot of specific short tutorials on specific topics. And we're going to talk all about our support options at the very end. But that being said, why don't we kind of go ahead and roll into things. We are going to be making some live phone calls during the session today. And if you have any questions, of course, we're going to take good care of you. And we want you to follow the mouse so you can see where we're located. A couple of things that I'm going to cover now will make sense a little bit later, but I want to cover this in order. So let's start up here in the top right-hand corner of the screen. This is our web-based platform. You can access anywhere you have internet and a computer or a tablet. In the top right-hand corner, you have our service where you can connect to our phone servers. Our service requires a computer, an internet, and a means to make a phone call into our phone servers. That could be a landline phone, a home phone, office phone, cell phone, or you can talk to your computer using WebRTC, a soft phone we have built into the interface. To connect, to make that conference bridge call, you just hit connect right here. We also have text messaging with our service right here. You can text on the fly, just click new text message, type in the number and your message and hit send, and they will receive that text message. You can receive text messages. We're going to talk more about that later. We have our alerts for your appointment and call reminders. These are from your calendar, which you can see here in the center of your screen. This is where all your appointment and call reminders will show up. We have our folder-based UI where you can create personalized folders for your leads. You can set follow-up reminders for these folders. So let's just say you want to add a new folder. Down here at the bottom, click add. Let's name that folder demo 123. I can nest it under a specific folder if I want. I'll just choose New York and hit save. So it's created that folder right here under New York, demo 123, and then here are the folder settings. So for this folder, I can click campaign settings. Here's the name of it. Here are all of the settings for this particular folder. These are your campaign settings. A campaign is a list of people that you're going to call. I'm going to cover these campaign settings in a few moments when we get to create campaign stage, but this is where you would find them. They are the same thing, okay? Let's go back to the dashboard. So you have your folder-based UI. You can, of course, delete and rename a campaign. And you can. The most important thing with the folders is that you can set a follow-up reminder. I can tell the interface, the Power Dialer CRM, that I want to call these folders next month from August 1st to the 30th, and I want to call them 4 times during that month, and you will get these reminders. So I'm going to hit save. These reminders will show up here under your folder-based follow-up reminders. We have none now. Next icon, email notifications. When somebody opens up one of your emails, you get an instant real-time notification. They have opened up your email, and they are looking at it right now. Call them. Strike while the iron's hot. We do not have any email alerts right now. Real-time lead alerts. We have the ability to integrate your lead vendor, if you don't already have it, and we can evaluate it, or we can have those leads pushed into your Power Dialer CRM automatically in real time for you. You will receive a real-time audio and visual notification like you see here, where you have leads, and you can call them quickly. Inbound call alerts. Yes, in our system, you can receive inbound phone calls as long as you have a sales dialer's number, an SD number. So these are all of your calls, your voicemails. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Working our way across the top to the left, you can do a global search for a specific phone number or name of somebody you're looking for. We also have chat support. All the ongoing training support you need with us is free. We do not charge for that. So you can enter your name, your email, your phone number, your question, and start a chat. Very simple and easy to do. Going across the top, because there is a calendar, you can view your appointments over any given date range or custom range. I could just do the last month. It's going to pull up those appointments. Here's one. I can email these appointments. So if you have an ISA or a VA making your phone calls for you, they can email you your appointments. Keep in mind, we also have Google Calendar and Outlook Calendar integration. You can talk to our support team about that. You can create appointments on the fly with this button here: name, phone number, email, date, time, notes for that appointment. Very easy. Hit done. If you can read, write, and click a mouse, you can use our service. You're probably going to hear me say that several times throughout the training session. It's not in legal speak. You don't have to be Bill Gates to use our service. We try to keep things simple. That's one thing that we do well, and our customers thank us for that, and they tell us that. So we try to do what we can to support you. Now, I want to skip over to the right hand. You'll see I have 903 SMS text credits. We have text messaging. We have emailing. You can drop pre-recorded voicemail messages. You get to talk to people live. These are all the methods you can use to get more touches on your prospects. More touches mean more leads, mean more sales. Now, right here, here is your number that you get from us, your sales dollars number. It's assigned to you. You can choose the area code. You can only receive text messages if you have a sales dialer's number. You can only receive inbound phone calls if you have a sales dialer's number. When I say inbound phone calls, I mean inbound phone calls to your Power Dialer CRM, text messages to your Power Dialer CRM. And the most important thing is you can only set this one time. You cannot change it, okay? Now, on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see a rolling banner of new features we release. We have many developers in our employ. We constantly evolve our solution thanks to many of you who give us great ideas for features. We also talk about some of our integration partners. You can click here and see all of our integration partners, our lead vendors, our CRM vendors we have integration with. We do not charge you for this. The little plus circle down here at the bottom gives you the ability to quick call somebody. Yes, if I need to make a quick call to a prospect, or my significant other, telling them I'm going to be late. Yes, you can make quick phone calls here using the interface. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to work our way down the left-hand side of the screen through all of these different modules. Okay? We're going to start with calling campaigns, my campaigns. So, again, a campaign is a list of people that I'm going to call. This is where you manage and edit all of your campaigns. So here, you can search your campaigns with several options: campaign name, or campaigns created over a certain date range, a campaign group or folder, the status of that campaign. I want to point out something here real quick. Under global lines in our system, you can call 1, 2, 3, or 4 lines at a time, depending on which option you choose. But here I have all of my campaigns set to 1 line. I can choose 2 lines. They're all set to 2 lines, but I want to be able to set this myself, so I'm turning this feature off. Here are all of your campaigns. Here, you can play, or I should say resume calling a campaign. You can stop calling. Down below is start calling a campaign. You can delete, you can edit a campaign. What I'm going to do is show you how easy it is to actually create a campaign. When you create your campaign, you're going to do that from an Excel CSV file, an Excel spreadsheet file. It's going to look something very similar to this. One thing that you want to make sure you do is that you have column headers for each column. In other words, name, address, city, state, zip, phone number, any other information that's pertinent you want to load, you can upload that into the Power Dialer CRM. Then, of course, you'll save it as a CSV file or a comma delimited file. So let's create a campaign. First thing you're going to do is name that campaign. I'm just going to type in some random numbers here. You're in the US and Canada. I'm going to choose the Excel CSV file that I want to load into the Power Dialer CRM. I'm going to choose the folder where I'm going to place these and click Next. Then you have the option of assigning your own settings here, or you can choose from a predefined boilerplate setting. Campaign settings you have saved in advance. We're going to talk more about this later, but you can save your settings and preferences for future reference to create future campaigns quicker. That's a little bit of a tongue twister. Try saying that 5 times quick. But we're going to assign this right now because I need to tell you what all these features are about, all these settings. So first of all, I can choose specific disposition folders where I can automatically drop with the click of a mouse somebody into a folder where I'm going to call them in 45 days or 3 months or 30 days. I'm just going to choose all 3. Your on-hold recordings. Because the Power Dialer CRM can dial multiple lines at a time, you might get somebody live on the phone at the same time. What you need to know is that depending on where you are in the dialing cycle, the algorithms for our software are going to do one of several things. One is it's going to play what's called a safe harbor on-hold message, which is designed to keep that person on the phone for a few moments until you finish with your live call and can go speak with them. Our on-hold recordings work very well. If you would like more information about that, give our support team a call. Or it's just going to pause dialing. It's just not going to keep on dialing phone numbers because it knows you're on the phone. We don't want you to have missed opportunities. So the on-hold recording, you want to have an on-hold recording in each one of these, 1, 2, and 3. You want to have a different recording. You want to have the same gender. I'm a guy. I'm going to have a male recording, preferably. You want to have those recorded in your own voice. We'll show you how to record those later. Answering machine recordings. So this is the message you'll drop into somebody's voicemail. You will click the drop recording button. The interface will transfer you to the next live caller while it leaves that message in their voicemail. We're trying to maximize the amount of talk time you have because the more people you talk to, the more leads, the more sales. It's just that simple. It's a numbers game. And we put the numbers on your side. That being said, with the service, You want to make sure you wait those extra 5 to 6 seconds until you hear the beep and then click the drop recording button. This will ensure that all of your messages are left in their entirety 100% of the time. We have several features. Auto pause slows down the dialer so you can learn it easier. Something our new customers would encourage you to use. You may only use it for a few calls, but let's walk before we run. You can record phone conversations for training and monitoring, or for coaching yourself or coaching somebody else. And we've got features for coaching like listen in mode, whisper mode, barge in mode built into the manager account. That's a separate tutorial video, the manager account. Time zone protection keeps you from making phone calls outside of the FTC regulated hours. You probably want to keep that one checked. You can send appointment reminders via Microsoft Outlook. The caller ID, you essentially have 3 options. You can choose the sales dialer's number that you have as your caller ID that will show up on their phone. You can choose local presence. This is a game-changing feature we released where what it does is it automatically shows a phone number with the same area code as the number you're dialing from call to call. People tend to pick up more on local phone numbers, not toll-free numbers. The more people that pick up, the more opportunities, the more leads, the more sales. Again. Or you can just type in your own caller ID. Maybe you're a realtor, you're probably going to use your cell phone. So you can type in that caller ID. Maybe you're working from your home office, you'll type in your home office number. The number of lines, you can call it 1, 2, 3, or 4 lines at a time, depending on which option you choose. You can set the number of rings. I would encourage you to choose at least 5. If you need property information via Zillow and Trulia, maybe you're a mortgage broker or realtor, you have that option. Just choose the appropriate or both. We have integration with a lot of third-party CRMs, some of which are two-way integration. So here we have a LionDesk integration. Closer accounts. So closer accounts are, we have what you might call openers and closers. The agent dialer account is the opener. This is the person that's making the phone calls, getting those hot leads on the phone. But now I'm finished. I have that lead. I need to transfer it to my agent so they can close it. This would be your closer account. In our system, you have the ability to do call transfers for those hot leads and 3-way calls if you need third-party validation for underwriting or an app. So there's my closer account. Do I want to send an email? Yes, absolutely. Why not? Because that is one of the methods we're going to give you to contact your prospects. Emails, SMS text messages, live phone calls, pre-recorded voicemails. You can choose a single email template from the drop-down. I can initiate a drip email follow-up template schedule. We'll talk more about that later. It's a series of emails that go out automatically over time. I can choose that schedule. Or I can choose on the fly from several different templates rather than, because I don't know who I'm going to be talking to, which email might fit the need. I can also automatically send an email upon dropping a pre-recorded voicemail message. I hit the drop message button, it will automatically send an email. Let's automate it. You can also send text messages. So the SMS options are same as the email. A single SMS, a follow-up drip SMS, or I can choose on the fly. Then you will click Next. Now, this is the mapping process. I want to point out that the mapping process can only be done one time. So, in the right-hand column is the information from your Excel CSV file. You'll see the column headers. And the left-hand side is what's going to show up while you're actually talking to someone. It is very simple. Click, drag, and drop. So first name to first name, last name to last name, phone number. The only required field is a phone number. And I want to point out that if not all of your contacts are uploaded, that means that either 1, there's a duplicate phone number, the system will not import duplicates, or 2, the phone number does not have enough digits. It's not properly formatted. So that being said, click, drag, and drop whatever you'd like to see. If you don't need it, don't drag it over. There's no reason to complicate things. If you have custom fields, you can actually create custom fields to personalize this to your business or your industry. So down here at the bottom, you can click custom fields, and there you have it. Just double click, and you can map that custom field. We'll talk more about custom fields again later. Then you hit finish, and that campaign will be created. So now we're going to actually make a round of live phone calls. I'm going to use this campaign. It's got a little over 4,000 contacts. It's dialing 4 lines at a time. In the top right-hand corner, if you have any problems, you can send diagnostics directly to our support team. We'll take care of that for you. And again, all the ongoing training support you need is free. If you have a problem, candidly speaking, it's probably a very simple fix. We have time zone protection. You probably want to always leave that on. Then we have our compliance meter. It's the FTC compliance meter that monitors the dropped call phone percentage. That current rate is 3%. What we've done is we've converted that percentage to a much easier and relatable percentage, which is 100%. So what this means, if you see 100% here, that means you've reached 3%. If you see 50% here, that means you've reached 1.5%. If you're getting up to 60, 70, 80%, you maybe need to think about slowing down your dialing from 4 lines to 3 or 3 to 2 and so on. If you need assistance with the best practices on how to use this, give us a call, okay? Because I want you to understand, it's not just about having a power dialer CRM or having a gun per se. You have to have bullets. You have to have the right bullets. You have to aim it. There's technique. So if you need help with the best times to call for B2B or B2C products, your industry, scripts, messages, rebuttals, lead products, list products, sources, all these things together combined will ensure your success, and that's what we want to help you do. So that being said, we're going to make a round of live phone calls. I'm going to talk to you while I'm talking to them. Actually, I'll probably just have them on mute. I'll explain to you what's going on while I'm talking to them. And all the disposition buttons. And you can follow the compliance meter in the top right-hand corner of the screen. You'll be able to see what's going on while I'm talking to you. We're dialing 4 lines. You can see a name, a phone number. This is the hang up button. You can hang up at any point in time. You don't have to wait for it to ring. So we're dialing 4 lines. Let's see if somebody picks up the phone. This person has picked up. So here, I can hang up. I can drop a pre-recorded message. Over here on line number 1, that call is on hold. 2 and 3 are no answer. I'm going to hit drop recording. Now, this person has picked up. Let's just say I want to transfer this call. So I can hit call transfer. And over here on the right-hand side of the screen, I can see if Paul Merton is available and transfer. Or let's just say they're working out of a remote location and this is the number, and I can dial it in and hit submit and transfer that call to them. What's important to note, and there is a separate video on call transfers and 3-way calls, is when you transfer the call, the agent account can continue to make phone calls, and then the closer account will actually receive all of the lead information in front of them because they are in the interface like you see here. Now, the campaign has paused dialing. This is good because I want to take this opportunity to review with you all of the disposition buttons you see in front of you, because every time somebody picks up the phone, their window is going to open up. So here you can literally edit everything you see here. I can edit the name. I can edit all of these fields. Here's the notes field. Notes are very important. They give you insight and increase likability with your clients because people buy from people they like. So you want to pick up and take notes on all that pertinent information. The tab buttons here on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see there's the call in 3 months folder, the call in 30 days folder, the call in 6 months folder. From left to right on the bottom, let's just say nobody picked up the phone or they don't know when they want me to call them back. I can just disposition as a call back and they'll be dumped back into the campaign. Hot lead, meaning they are a hot, warm, or cold lead. Do not call, meaning they won't be called again from this calling campaign. If they're in another campaign, they can be called again because you might be calling them about a different product. I can send an email, type in the email address and hit send. It will receive that email and save their email address to the contact. I can schedule a phone call with date and time. I can schedule an appointment with date and time. The difference between scheduling a phone call and scheduling an appointment is if I schedule you as an appointment and I call that calling campaign again, under no circumstances will that person be called again. You schedule them as a phone call, they can be called again. I can disposition as a got sale, and you can plug in the value. They will not be called again if you disposition them as a do not dial or do not call in a got sale. I can send them a text message. And then here's the property information via Zillow and Trulia. So let me just click Zillow. And you'll see that it has pulled up the Zillow information along with picture for that property. Okay? Great resource at your fingertips. So we're going to disposition as a got lead hot, and we're going to go back to working our way through the different modules. You can see my compliance meter rate was 10%, so I'm fine there. Let's go to shared campaigns. So in our system, you have the ability to do what some would call round robin dialing. You can have many people calling the same list. You can only dial one line at a time, though. This ensures that no two agents are calling the same lead. We do not have any shared campaigns currently under this seat. That would be set under the manager account, and again, that is a separate module. We've reviewed creating a campaign. Let's go to calling reports. Calling reports is where all of your call recordings are stored. Remember we said you record phone conversations for training and monitoring? So here you have a lot of different search options under outbound calls, inbound calls, shared campaign calls, date ranges. I'll just pull up the last 30 days. You have other options, status. I'm going to hit go. Recordings are a great resource for training and monitoring for yourself and an ISA or VA you have making phone calls. And again, if you need them for third-party validation. So here are some recordings. I can download this recording. I can play this recording. Next module, campaign settings. So I mentioned earlier, you can save your campaign settings and preferences for future reference to create campaigns quicker. So let's create one. I'm going to name this Demo 456. And you'll notice that all of these settings are the same as the original campaign creation process. They're your recordings, number of lines. Do you want to email? Do you want to text? So then you'll create this. And then when you go through the actual campaign creation process, you can choose from a previously created campaign setting. Manage custom fields. You need to personalize this. I'm just going to put, I don't know, their favorite color. Whatever personalized information you have, you can upload that into the Dialer CRM when you create your campaign. So let's click Update. Soft phone settings. So a soft phone is just a program on your computer that allows you to make the phone call to the bridge server so you can make phone calls. These are my specific soft phone settings. Every agent dialer account has its own unique soft phone settings, and no two people can be logged into the same soft phone at the same time. But you don't need to dial in through the soft phone. We have that integrated up here in the top right-hand corner with WebRTC, where you have to do is simply hit Connect. I can actually show you what that looks like by clicking here, hit Connect. Oh, I'm actually already logged into the connection to the bridge server, so I'm going to hit Disconnect. Okay, so now I'm disconnected from the phone servers, the bridge. The disposition folder. So these were the disposition folders. The Quick Connect, you can disposition to call in 3 months, 45, 30 days. So let's just say that I want to assign this a specific action. We'll tell you what, let's create a new folder. Let's start with that. So up here in the top right-hand corner, the blue plus, let's just call this call 35 days. And we'll color code this purple and hit create. So there it is right there, call in 35 days. You can assign this a specific action, or what you can also do is you can actually unassign it. And this will not be one of your options when you're selecting disposition folders, but you can assign or unassign those folders to your calling campaigns. Let's go to the sales dialers, SD, as we call it, number and voicemail. So call forwarding settings. You can receive phone calls to your SD number as long as you are logged into your Power Dialer CRM. If you are not, you can have that call forwarded to a number. You can set up a voicemail. The welcome recording, of course, that would be like your name, and then the actual voicemail recording. This is me, leave a message. You can also get email notifications when you have new messages. Very simple, cut and dry. The voicemail box. This is your voicemail box. You can search over specific date ranges, names, phone numbers. You can hit go. We're not going to see anything here. I don't have any voicemails. Very similar to visual voicemail on your phone. Inbound call reports. This would be like your phone bill. You have multiple search options, name, phone number, email, postal. You can type any part of those. It doesn't have to be the full phone number, and hit go. It would look much like your phone bill with name, number, time, things like that. Of course, I do not have anything in here right now. Contacts and leads. So this is the next module. These two modules look very similar. We're just going to go into view leads. So here you can search using outbound, inbound, or shared campaign calls. I'm going to do outbound. You can choose specific campaigns. Previous day and times that campaign was called, particular status or dispositions, hot leads, cold leads, callbacks. You also have other search options. I can hit go. Up in the top right-hand corner of the screen, I can add leads on the fly to an existing campaign. Simply click Add Lead. Name the campaign, or choose the campaign where you want to place that existing lead. Then just enter in all of the lead information. Of course, a phone number is still required. Lead status, notes, hit update. That's all there is to it. So here, you can also export this out of the Power Dialer CRM as an Excel CSV file if you want to upload it to any other third-party software. You can also print this out. to a printer or a PDF. You can also email leads. Again, if you have a VA or an ISA, they can email you your leads. They can also email you your appointments. Here's the global line setting. We talked about that earlier. If I had many leads here, I could just auto dial all of those using the orange rerun button, or as mentioned before, you can do click to call dialing. You can also push these to an integrated CRM provider. Simply select all the leads that you want to push, click the send leads to service provider from the drop down, choose the provider and hit go, and it will push them. It's that easy. Couple clicks. Let's go to reports. SMS reports. This has several search options. You can search over a date range, status, all. You have other search options, name, recipient. I'm not going to have anything in here, but essentially what this report shows is deliverability or non-deliverability with the phone number, date, and time. Take that back. I do have some. So here you can see the number, failed, delivered. Currently, we only charge for successful deliveries. Campaign statistics. So this report is a report that you will run most frequently. You can run this in real time, remotely, anytime you want. You can use it for timesheets, performance evaluations. You have several options to choose from. Let me just pull up those metrics though so you can see what I'm talking about. Here you have, and they're all pretty self-explanatory, talk time on the phone, number of people talked to, number of canceled calls, calls on hold, no answers, they didn't pick up, busy numbers, time zone restricted, not reachable for any reason, could be a technical error, it happens, total calls made, total time logged in, that's actually logged into the software, by the way, on hold time, leads generated, callbacks, disposition, do not call, number of answering machine recording dropped, email sent, number of connected calls average per hour, and then total sales volume. It's a quick snapshot, productivity. You can monitor your ISAs and VAs using these reports remotely. Connect and sell reports. So Connect and sell is a feature where we can arrange to have, when a real-time lead is generated, have the interface, the Power Dialer CRM, call you and ask you if you want to be connected to that lead, in which case you can do so by clicking the keypad on your phone. These would be those reports to show status of Connect and Sell transfers. Email campaigns. Quick statistic for you, only 59% of prospects are never sent emails. So why not get more touches by sending them an email, a text message? Everything is going towards the mobile phone. People are getting rid of their landlines. Everything in our system is templates driven, by the way. So you're creating an email template, an SMS template, and you're attaching those templates to your calling campaign. So here, we're going to show you how to do an email blast. It's very easy. All you have to do is select the email template that you want to use. Select the calling campaign that you want to pull those email addresses from. Choose which time that campaign was called, the one that you want to use. Most people just use all. You can choose specific targets, hot leads, cold leads, callbacks, or all targets, and hit start and let that email blast go out. That's all there is to it. Drip email. This is a series of emails that go out automatically over time. It's a schedule. So what you're doing is you are creating a schedule and initiating that schedule while you're on the phone. And once you initiate the first, the rest will go out. So new schedule. Name that template. The first time you hit the send a mail button, you want that person to receive this email template. Then after 5 days, a different template. And you can go on and on. You can send 8 emails over the course of 30 days. The benefit is you're getting constant visibility with your prospects without having to lift a finger. Now let's get to the email templates. Creating a template is just like creating an email. This is where you manage and edit those. You can preview them, edit, and delete them. Let's create a template. First thing you want to do is name that template. You can use a subject line. In your subject line, I would encourage you to keep it short. Don't use any punctuation or capital letters. Avoid spam words. You can use an attachment up to 1 megabyte. I would tell you maybe consider not using an attachment. It sometimes does get stuck in firewalls, but that's why we limit you on the size, only to 1 megabyte. Then you can format that email and personalize it using their name and other auto merge fields. And then you have other formatting options. Keep your emails short, personalize them, ask for a call to action, then hit submit, and that email template will be saved. SMTP configuration. You're sending your emails using your email provider, not ours. So it's going to be your work email, your Gmail, your Yahoo, your AOL accounts. So you're simply porting over those outbound server settings. Let's go to SMS campaigns, SMS blasts. You'll notice that this looks very similar. Well, SMS blast, actually, we have very tight guidelines on that right now, so we're not actually sending the SMS blast. I totally forgot that. So how we have SMS is we have the drip SMS or individual SMS. And the reason why we have tight restrictions is because they are more strict than the canned spam laws on email. So we want to make sure your text messages get delivered. You can send a drip SMS, and you'll notice that the schedule looks just like an email drip, where you will name it. The first SMS, you want this template. Then after 5 days, a different SMS. And you can go on and on. You can send 8 SMS text messages over 30 days. SMS templates. It's just like creating a text message on your phone. This is where you manage and edit those. You can delete, edit, preview. But create SMS. Name it. You can auto merge Mr., Mrs. Smith. And you can even do emojis. There's a 160 character limit per text. You're charged for each 160 character or less text. And of course, you'll notice in most of the screens, you can see how many text credits you have in the top right-hand corner. I have 903. Let's go to lead vendors, real-time leads. So here, we touched on this earlier. We have integration with a lot of real-time lead vendors where you can arrange to have your leads loaded into your Power Dialer CRM automatically for you so you can contact them quicker. A couple statistics for you in regards to responding to real-time leads. If you call within 1 minute, you're 391% more likely to convert that lead. Within 2 minutes, 160%, 3 minutes, 98%. 30 minutes, 63%, it only goes down from there. So thus you can see, or you'll learn very quickly how important it is to respond to real-time leads. So these are many of the vendors that we have active. Some are in the works. You have different search options if you're trying to find specific lead vendors, but each lead vendor has its own settings. So let me show you what that looks like. These settings, you'll notice, are very similar to the calling campaign creation process. In other words, on-hold recordings, caller IDs, number of lines, emailing, text messaging. Because in our system, not only can we have them pushed into the Power Dialer CRM for you, we can also have a campaign created automatically for you as well. And each real-time lead vendor can have their own personal campaign settings. Let's go to real-time leads settings. So here you can see an overview of all your lead vendors with a snapshot. Do you have auto campaign creation set on, email leads, connect and sell on? Then, of course, you can edit the particular lead settings for that vendor. Connect and sell settings. Remember that feature? The system calls you, so obviously you'd have to enter your phone number, your primary, your secondary, your tertiary numbers. You can also set specific hours of which you want to receive those phone calls. I mean, I don't know if you want a lead calling you at 11 o'clock at night, but you can enable a schedule. You can receive calls on specific dates, a date range, specific time ranges throughout the day, start and end times, and also specific days of the week. You'll hit submit, and that schedule will be saved. Let's go to CRM export status. There's not really a whole lot to see here. Anytime you push leads, you're going to see the status of those pushes right here, date and time. I don't have any pushes right now. Export settings. So here you can see all the different lead vendors, and you can edit those particular settings, those export settings for those lead vendors, where you can get notifications and email alerts for the lead exports. Our support team can walk you through this. Then we have a very specific tab for line desk contacts. That is not configured here in this particular agent dialer account, but our support team can walk you through that. Let's go to settings, voice recordings. So we've talked about recordings, your on hold and your answer machine recordings. This is your library. This is where you manage and edit those. So here you can play, delete, edit, and download those recordings. Creating those are very easy. You're doing so via a WAV file format, WAV. We have the recorder built into the software, so you can click Add Recording and you can upload it by naming it and uploading it from your computer, or you can just create it directly down here at the bottom left under Voice Recorder. You can create it inside the Power Dialer CRM, where you'll name it, hit start, hit stop, listen to it. If you like it, keep it and use it. Very easy. Let's go to user preferences. Couple things here, important things. Do you want to automatically save your lead notes upon the call hanging up? Yes, absolutely you do. Yes, every time. Those notes are very important. You're collecting information about your client, of which you build rapport, and people like to buy from people that they like. The call transfer caller ID. What ID is going to show up? Is it going to be the customer caller ID or the agent caller ID? Then we have date and time zone information, just like you would set many of your devices. Okay, helpful tutorials. So as I've mentioned, we have a lot of different support options. And again, we do not charge for it. A lot of companies do, or they only have email and they get back to you one day or a week later. We have live phone support. We have live chat support. We have live training. We have pre-recorded training. We have pre-recorded video tutorials. We have video help. We have a searchable help desk. I would say we've got you pretty well covered. And if you have any questions or, God forbid, any problems, call us, because we're not mind readers. If you don't have a problem, or if we don't know you have a problem if you don't call us. And most times they're very simple, easy fixes. Sometimes it's with your microphone or with your computer. That being said, we have a tour, a Sales Dialers tour. So this is much like you would see when you're setting up any type of other mobile device. It walks you through with words and links to other tutorials. I'm a visual learner. If you click on how to get started, which is the next support option, you'll notice that on the left-hand side of the screen, we have how to get started, frequently asked questions, and video help. Those are these same tabs right here at the top center. How do I get started? Frequently asked questions and video help. So I learned by video, easier. We have topics broken out. We have a lot of different videos and support options. Okay. Frequently asked questions broke down to different categories. And then how do I get started? And we all want to get started. The best thing that you can do after you purchase our software is attend a training session. A lot of people just want to jump right into it and start using it. And I get it, I've done it myself, but let me tell you that you're going to save some time. Attend a 45 to 60-minute live or pre-recorded training. And then you can call us if you need this. The purpose of the training is not for you to learn every single little thing. It's just to give you a basic comfort level of how things work and where things are. We don't expect you to learn everything, but I promise you, you'll have a expedited learning curve if you attend a training session. So I would encourage you to do that. Then, of course, down here at the very bottom is our chat support, which we've discussed. You'll enter in your name, your email, your phone, and your question, and you'll start a chat. Now, that being said, I hope that that little 4-step process I talked about before kind of sinks in now, because it's very easy. You're going to log into your Power Dialer CRM. You're going to go to Calling Campaigns, My Campaigns, and you're going to find your campaign. Then you're going to, in the top right-hand corner, connect to the phone servers. So it is connecting now, and I am connected. I'm going to disconnect real quick so I don't forget. And then you're just going to hit the start button and start dialing. That is all there is to it. So, listen, we're going to do anything we can to make you be successful with the Power Dialer CRM or with any of our other products. If you need help with leads or lists or scripts or best times to call, anything, give us a call. See if we can help you out there. All the ongoing training and support you need is free. We're going to take very good care of you. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us. And on that note, that concludes the training session for today. Thank you for considering us, for letting us help you grow your business. Call us if you need us, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.